Hi, I'm Rachel Gray and welcome to my cooking channel. Today I'm going to show you how to make some Kalua pork. And we're going to cook this pork low and slow. I've got a couple of different ways that you can cook it. We can cook it in an oven, a crock pot, instant pot, or a steam oven. Any of those will do. So let's get started. I'm starting with a 6-pound pork roast. Really anything over 4 pounds is fine. This one's bone-in. It's super marbled and fatty, and that's really what I'm looking for. I only use 2 ingredients with this pork roast, liquid smoke and salt. So since I want them to penetrate the meat, I'm gonna go ahead and score it with a knife across the top. I'm just gonna cut in maybe 1/4 of an inch and then go the other way. And if you'll notice on a roast, it's got like a regular side and then kind of a fat cap side. That's the top, because when the fat renders, it's gonna push it down into the meat, and that's where all the beautiful flavor is gonna come from. So now that we have our top scored, I'm gonna take 2 tablespoons of liquid smoke and just rub it all over the pork. Rub it on the sides and the bottom. And now I'm going to use about 2 tablespoons of salt. I know that seems like a lot, but it really works out just perfect. So just smear that over the top and on the sides and bottom, and wash your hands. Then the next step is to sear it. So I've got a fry pan here. I've turned up the heat all the way and I've let my pan get really hot. Now I'm just gonna add 1 tablespoon of oil to the pan. And because my pan's hot, that oil is gonna get hot right away. Swirl it through your pan to get everywhere. And I'm gonna go ahead and sear this. And you should hear it sizzle right when you put it in. It needs to be really hot right away. And I'm gonna let that sit there for a minute and not touch it so I can get a nice sear on the bottom. I can see that it's starting to brown before I even go to turn it. See how beautiful that looks? My pork roast is seared on all sides now, and this is where we're just gonna cook it in the oven low and slow. So here's how it breaks down. If I'm just doing it in a regular oven, I'm gonna wrap it in tin foil really, really tight, put it in a pan and put it in an oven at 300 degrees for 6 hours or so until it's falling off the bone. If I'm going to do it in an instant pot, what I want to do is first thing, cut the roast in half and then go ahead and sear it in your instant pot. Once each half is seared, I'm gonna add 1/2 cup of water and put it on manual or pressure cook, depending on your model, for 90 minutes, and that should do it. You can also use a crock pot. Just go ahead and put this roast in along with whatever juices from your searing into your crock pot on low for 6 to 8 hours. I'm going to use my steam oven to cook this. So I'm going to take this roast and I'm just gonna put it in a Dutch oven, and then I'm gonna put it in my steam oven on the convection humid mode at 250 degrees for 4 hours. It's been 4 hours since I put my pork roast into the oven, and it's pulling away from the bone. It's got a lot of stock in the bottom, and I'm just gonna go ahead and lift it out. It looks beautiful. The nice thing about having a roast this big is that you can actually use it for 2 meals. Now, if you wanted to serve this as a roast on the first night, just slice it up and you put it with some potatoes, it's gonna be really delicious. You can shred it up and put it on buns like they do in Hawaii. Or what I'm gonna do is make Kalua pork tacos, and I'll show you how to do those. And I'm just gonna take 2 forks and just shred this meat right up. I'm going to put together the ingredients that I will need to top my tacos. So I'm gonna start with the sauce. I'm just gonna get a small bowl, and it requires 1 small clove of garlic. So I'm just gonna peel that garlic clove. And I'm going to use my garlic press. Just squeeze that into the bowl. And then just a little teeny bit of ginger. I'm really into this ginger right now. It's in the freezer section. They just come in cubes and you just pop it out. This is a teaspoon. I don't need quite a teaspoon. So I'm gonna shave a little off and put it in, 1/8 of a teaspoon. 2 teaspoons of packed brown sugar, 2 tablespoons of ketchup, 2 tablespoons of soy sauce, and 2 tablespoons of pineapple juice. And I'm just gonna whisk those ingredients together and set it aside for later. Next, I'm gonna chop up some fresh cilantro. I've just taken the cilantro leaves off of the bunch, and now I'm going to just give them a rough chop. And I'm gonna need some red onion. I have taken my red onion, I've cut it in half and cut the ends off. And now I'm just gonna come in on a little angle so that I get even slices of thin red onion. And that's probably all I need for these tacos. And the last thing is some cabbage. So I'm just gonna make some thin cuts down my cabbage head. Then I'm just gonna turn the stack so it's down and then slide across. This will give me some nice cabbage shreds. So it looks like that. It's gonna be perfect to top our tacos with. I have my toppings now, my cabbage, my sauce, my cilantro, and my red onion. So I'm gonna show you how to put these tacos together now. Gonna take a flour tortilla, and if you do have a steam oven, you can put these in the steam oven and soften them up. It probably takes about 2 minutes, and that's about it. And then I'm just gonna take a little bit of this Kalua pork and put it down in the middle. And then we're going to top it with a little bit of the shredded cabbage, some thinly sliced red onion, some chopped cilantro, and then this Hawaiian sauce that we made. And that's it. It's a Kalua pork taco. It's another delicious way to use your Kalua pork. And to fold it, I fold the end over so it kind of makes a little flap like that. Then fold that. Then roll over. And you're good to go. You can find this recipe and over 200 other recipes on my blog, cookingwithrachel101.com. Thanks for watching. Don't forget to like this video and subscribe.